It's time! It's our turn.
We're meeting the Miller brothers. One is King of the Hammers, one has won the world championships.
Me, my brother, and I don't know, some guy from Louisiana.
I think you're saying that you don't like being behind us, but it's because you couldn't pass us.
We bombed everything the first lap. It was just like instantly comfortable, so it's super fun.
I don't know his name. Dustin something.
Don't be scared to put it on the wood. Louisiana is like stepping into a sauna. It's not what you would call a dry heat around here. If you want to be around the swamps and be swampy, Louisiana's a place to do that. I just grew up playing out in the swamp, which is part of our life, and you typically get pretty wild. Louisiana has created a culture for mudding and off-roading down here. It's just part of our lifestyle. It's what I've always done since I was little. No matter what my job was, I was off-roading. So as I grew a little older and got the opportunity, we opened S3 Powersports, and off-roading and mud riding and racing became my actual life. This is how I make my living. The natural evolution for S3 Powersports was to start a race team, and so we went out there and just hustled and raced and hit everything we can. Well, just so happens we won the Mint 400, and boom, that put us on the map as a legit race team. But it also opens a door to test new vehicles, work with Can-Am, put out content.
What in the world's going on here? Guess I better go get DJ.
So I knew the Can-Am truck was coming this way. He was gonna stop by S3. I already know what this is.
You don't know.
Oh, yes, I do. I knew that there was a new rig, and if they get us involved, it's usually either a mud rig or a new X3.
Oh, fancy truck, fancy wrap. Got the good lock on it, too.
Margo!
Yeah, what are you doing?
But for me, this is the part that I love, because I get to drive the new ones, test them, see everything about them.
Yeah. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, dang.
Let me just see. And then I got to keep that stuff a secret until the release happens. Smart-Shox.
Uh-oh.
Yeah! See how it feels? Look at how smart they are. You notice how there's no adjustment here?
Bro, look up in the roof.
Oh! Figured out how to cut it on. You got your phone? Let's hook the Bluetooth up.
Rockford.
Connected to mouse need.
Starts music.
So we had a couple of days packed full of focusing on these new X3s. So first of all, we're gonna take this thing out and ride it immediately when it gets here. But then we gotta clean these things up, make them look brand new, and take them out to Texplex for the Millers to ride them.
And honestly, we've got to have a good time with the cars and rip around on them quite a bit. And so we're meeting the Miller brothers, Cody Miller, Hunter Miller. We're just gonna show up out here, let them see the new cars, and just play all day.
Honestly, the Miller brothers are the OGs of Can-Am racing. Somebody, how you doing, Palzo? It's okay, Daddy.
Me too.
How you doing, Palzo? Those are the guys that I looked up to whenever we got into racing, that we aspired to be like. If anybody's gonna test some suspension today, Jumpy McJumpster over here.
I've been racing side-by-sides since 2011 when Can-Am first came out with the Can-Am Commander.
At that time, we thought that they were just the coolest cars that you could ever get. You know, when we got our first four-wheelers, we didn't know anything about racing, and
We started off racing motocross. We kind of got more into cross-country as the years went on, and that's where the side-by-sides came in. You know, side-by-sides really shined in cross-country racing, and
we just wrapped up the Work Series, and we actually tied for first place in the points, so.
Cody Miller has won the UTV World Championships. Hunter Miller was the first Can-Am driver to ever win the King of the Hammers. They are killing it right now, and anybody that's into racing, and especially Can-Am, they know who the Miller brothers are.
Hold up here. This Benz is killing us.
It looks pretty sweet. Those colors look like looks like something that'll fit in good at the Hammers.
yeah, you've definitely been doing donuts in the park.
No,
haven't you?
no, they got those tires used.
Comfort, sport plus.
Dang.
You know, you always hear about electronic shocks on trophy trucks and stuff, but never thought that they'd be on a UTV.
It responds like 200 times per second. It's smarter than y'all are, for sure.
Let's try them out.
There ain't nobody better that can test them than the Miller brothers.
Texplex is an amazing place to test the new suspension. The track has a lot of different variables. You know, it's got whoops and jumps, and
The track is so fast and it's so wide. There's split lanes all over the place. There's major, huge jumps, giant bowl turns.
They've got everything that you need to test a suspension on a race car. But for us, this is a great opportunity to test the new Smart-Shox.
You know, I've never really spent that much time driving a four-seater before I come out here today, but that thing handles good.
We were just going to test the cars out, and it did not take long before I could tell Cody and Hunter were battling like we were running a race right then.
Hunter was actually having a hard time keeping up with us on the two-seater out here. We were moving.
Why are you so dirty?
You know, Cody and Dustin are pretty boys. They're afraid to be behind and get dusted out, so I took one for the team.
Did you jump that big tabletop?
Not all the way. Like I was probably...
We hit it wide open.
Oh, yeah.
Dustin's a fearless passenger.
I think you're saying that you don't like being behind us, but it's because you couldn't pass us. Because this dude will get us sideways and take up a whole corner.
I'm showing you all the fast lines out here, though. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, I've been watching.
My passenger was braver than I expected him to be, but let's see if we can get him squealing.
So before the Smart-Shox, you would have to choose if you wanted, you know, a comfortable ride or if you wanted to ride aggressive. You know, you'd have to set the suspension up a little stiffer, but it wasn't quite as comfortable.
On a lot of fronts, what this has opened the opportunity for is guys that are just getting into off-road racing and maybe they don't know what a good set of shocks feels like. You can instantly feel the difference with a flip of a switch, and you don't have to call a custom shock tuner to get it figured out. But beyond that, I really want to see how these things do in some serious racing situations with professional drivers.
I was immediately blown away. I mean, they've got sensors all over this thing, you know, on the A-arms and the trailing arms and the brakes and the wheel speed.
It'll go from you feel everything to you feel nothing.
Yeah, it was a good day, man. Testing these brand new cars that nobody's even seen yet. Man, the Miller brothers were awesome to hang out with today. We hardly ever get to just free ride together. We're always racing together. And now it's turned out to be a nice night, man. It's cooled off a little bit, and we got a little drive to get home, but it was worth it.
It was way too much fun. We rode till dark and never got old.
If there's anybody that can put a four-seater to work, Cody freaking Miller.
Keys, please, por favor. We grew up in Papas and Beer. It's a family business.
Man, it's not even halfway. I'm bumping. Music is a very big part of our lives, and can't wait to try this one out in my home turf in Baja.
Smart-Shox are incredible. I wish I could load it up on the back of my truck and take it home with me.